Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out-of-this-world story from rSpace. My 5-year marriage ended today. I met my wife through an online game in 2014 and we hit it off immediately. We were the same age, had similar interests in film and music, similar outlooks on politics, religion, etc., etc. I felt like I had finally met the one. After some time of online dating, she made the move to where I lived and we began building a life together. She enrolled in nursing school and the relationship was everything I wanted. As months passed, she seemed more and more agitated by my presence. She would close the bedroom door and game with some friends she had online from before we met. We had sex less. I put it down to her extreme schedule with school, clinicals, and her other extracurricular activities. We fought over the mildest, most pointless topics. Eventually, she graduated and got a job and began working night shifts. Things got worse, as she slept all day and stayed up all night gaming. I knew things were wrong, but I tried to be supportive as I knew how hard she worked and what nurses go through. One day, after she left, I noticed her computer was unlocked and Discord was open. I felt ashamed, but I gave in and browsed through her chat logs with her friends. One in particular was massive, with messages going back almost daily to just a few months after she had arrived in my hometown. Constant calls, and plenty of sexual content naturally. Pictures sent back and forth, etc., etc. I confronted her and demanded to understand why she had betrayed me so when I had supported her and her son for 3 years while she got a nursing degree. The blame was immediately passed to me, of course, because I wasn't attentive enough and she was lonely. Foolishly, I admitted that I had not been a 100% perfect husband. I do indeed play video games too much, and I forgave her. We hugged it out and things improved for a time. In the midst of this, I had taken a new job in a metro area with a big pay raise, and we were excited to have just purchased a home. Again, foolishly, I thought this would be a fresh start for us. We could repair the hurt and have a better relationship. The perfect marriage. Things were fine, for a time, in the new city. She didn't have a job and so busied herself with exercise to work off that college weight. I worked and then worked on the home, decorating and doing yard work to build that perfect home we deserved. She got a job close by, with better hours than she had before, and better money. Things seemed great. 3 months ago, she had to work out of town at another location for 3 days. It seemed bizarre to me, but she said it was overtime and we can always use more money, so hey, why not? She packed up her bags and took off. She returned, barely spoke to me, unloaded her bags, filled with 2 wine bottles strangely, and went to bed. In the days to come, any questions about the nature of the trip was deflected with vague answers. I felt uncomfortable with the whole thing, but I had no proof or any ground to stand on, so I moved past it. Last week, she took a trip to visit her old friend in my hometown she graduated with. Again, this seemed bizarre and spur of the moment, but okay. I visit old friends too. She returned and again deflected any and all questions about the nature of the trip with vague responses. I checked the bank account we share, and no gas was ever purchased. Given the length of the trip, that is impossible. So I knew immediately she paid cash or used another card, so I couldn't see the location of the purchase. I also checked our phone logs, and she hasn't spoken to or texted her friend for months. This morning, when she went for a jog, I went through her bag. I am ashamed to have invaded her privacy once again, but given what I found, I suppose I'm glad I did. I found a note written and signed by the person she had previously been communicating with. Love you always, XOXO, etc., etc. They clearly met in person at least once, I'm sure multiple times. I confronted her again, and she again says she isn't happy, and that's why she did it. Met another man, and screwed him in a hotel after lying to me and going to the trouble to pack her nursing uniform to make it look like she was on a work trip. Apparently, I'm a poor husband, and she doesn't like my lack of a relationship with her son. We don't do anything together, and so on. I am by no means perfect, and I have faults like anyone, but I didn't deserve this. I have loved and provided for her, helped her go to school, provided for her son, and my thanks is to be cheated on over and over. I'm done. I've struggled with it all day, but as I sit typing this out, I can say that I have nothing left in me to give to this relationship anymore. I care about her, but I do not believe she is capable of being happy. There are aspects of her behavior and personality that point to narcissism and just a general lack of empathy toward the feelings of others, and I am not an exception. She does not love me, and likely never has. I feel more alone than I have ever experienced in my entire 36 years of life. More alone than when my mother called me and told me my father had passed away. I know no one in this city, and I work remotely, so I don't even have the normalcy of an office setting to take my mind off of things. My family is exceedingly religious, and our impending divorce will be a scandal that will further ostracize me from them. But these things will pass. I have not forgotten my father or his words to me. I have value as a person. I have worth. I love, and I am loved. A chance encounter in a video game will not set the tone for the rest of my life. I have given 100% of myself to this relationship, and 100% was not returned. So be it. Thank you for listening. Alright, time for the comments. Be Interesting 3004 says, I'm sorry that you had to go through this. It indeed sounds like you gave it your all, and received in return something worse than zero. Judging by the obscene amount of cheating victims here, I'm going to estimate that 3 out of 4 people on the street are actually suffering from one or more of the cluster B personality disorders. I swear to God, some days the pain here is even a bit rich for my blood. Stay strong and keep your head up, OP. She is the effed up one. The OP responds, Yeah, I don't believe she can control herself. She is simply incapable of caring or understanding what her actions do to others. She is completely without remorse. Her response when I cornered her was, Yeah, I met him. Complete mask. The more I look back on the last few years, the more I believe she has a condition. Cuckington the butler responds, She's completely without remorse. Narcissism. We are the same age, had similar interests in film and music, similar outlooks on politics, religion, etc., etc. I felt like I had finally met the one. After some time of online dating, she made the move to where I lived, and we began building a life together. Narcissists target their victims and move the relationship along quickly to overwhelm their target's judgment. Get yourself out of this marriage. She has used you from the start. When your usefulness as a caregiver for her son is at an end, she will discard you anyway. Be Interesting 3004 chimed back in. Holy crap, man. You are dead on. My first wife totally fast-tracked getting married. Is this something subconscious or somehow crafted, formulated, and planned? So is this like a step or two away from sociopaths? Sorry for the question. I'm not Dr. Phil. Maggard says, I married a narcissist. He would lie about everything. I truly believe that he was a dyed-in-the-wool sociopath. I'm an empath, and from what I've read, we walk around with a neon sign on our foreheads, like a target. Narcissists love us because we will give until we're broken, and they are takers. It sounds like you and OP are empaths too. Fragrant Spray says, For someone who complains about you never spending time together, she's sure willing to put in a huge effort to spend time with other people. Yes, you may have been a lousy partner, but that should be addressed by talking with you, not screwing around with other people. Unless you think that was even a factor, you can be sure such BS was going on even before she moved in with you. She feels no remorse for what she's done, and if you give her yet another chance, I 100% guarantee she will do it again. In her mind, the only important thing is that she gets what she wants, and therefore, you can never trust her to be honest or faithful. And the OP's final response before we move on? That's a great point I hadn't considered. For all the effort she made to take the trip with him, she did. We could have gone together. I never said no to doing anything she wanted. As always, she redirects the blame for any of her own actions onto others. Alright, one more quick story and we'll call it a day. I finally broke up with my girlfriend of over 8 years and I feel awful. I feel completely broken and I don't know where else to turn. Some backstory. I met my girlfriend when I was 18 and was completely in love. I still am, but the road has been extremely tough. Her mother is pure evil and kicked her out when we were about 6 months into our relationship, so she moved in with me. Me and my family took care of her, and we spent every waking hour together. Fast forward to a few years ago, and she moved to another province for about 8 months. We were starting to fall apart, and she made the trip back to try and save us. In the time that she returned, I found out that she had cheated on me while she was away. It completely broke my spirit. She didn't tell me, I had to find out for myself. But I convinced myself that it was a one-night mistake that happened because she was away, and I moved past it. We started to grow again together, and I thought things were back to normal. I was finally happy again, and I thought nothing could break us apart. I was planning on asking her to marry me this summer. Then, last Friday, I found out that she has been sending pictures and videos to several different guys. She has been sneaking around, lying to me, and working around my schedule for over a month to do this. They are extremely graphic sexual videos, things that she would never have done with me. She assured me that it has only been online, nothing has happened in person. But I broke down again. I begged her to explain herself, but she couldn't. But she made an appointment for mental health, and she is making steps to try and better herself. I kept giving her time to try and prove that she could make things right, that she really loves me, and she is willing to fight to make this work. And in many ways, she has. But I still can't get this event out of my mind. Today, I went to talk to my dad, and we talked all night about it. I know what I should do, but I haven't had the strength to do it, until about an hour ago. I told her that we had to break up. I can't live like this, and I can't wait around to have it happen again. I've never felt so betrayed, and I can't have it happen again. She left for the night to go see her sister, and since she left, I felt like crap. All I want to do is to give her another chance. I can't imagine life without her. She's basically a part of my family at this point, and unfortunately, I love her deeply, but I can't get past what she did to me. What do I do? I really need advice. I need advice at all. I feel totally lost right now. Edit. Thank you to everyone who left a comment. Your generosity and insight was exactly what I needed. I appreciate every one of you. I am completely overwhelmed with all the love you have shown and help you have given. I have decided to stick to my guns and keep with my decision. It will be tough, but it will be worth it. Alright, one quick comment from Airborne Poppy 66. It gets better. You can help get there faster. Exercise, meditate, get therapy, or whatever you need to do to work through it. Just always remember that cheating is a reflection of the defects in her character, not yours. I believe the best revenge is a life well lived. The OP responds to close us out. Well put. Thank you for the advice. I know I'll get through this, but comments like yours reassure me that I did the right thing.